Hello guys, Navari. It's day 3 of my 30-day challenge of getting more comfortable on camera. Thought I'd talk about awareness, the knowledge or perception of a situation or fact, and there are 3 types of awareness. There's peripheral awareness, being able to see things out of the corner of your eyes, be aware of your surroundings. You got sensory awareness, so like your 5 senses, seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, smelling. And then, of course, you got your 6th sense, and then you have self-awareness, being aware of your own emotions, your actions, habits, thoughts, stuff that happens subconsciously. And what that would mean is just stuff that you're not aware of, like breathing, walking. You don't have to do, you don't have to think about all that type of stuff because you're already doing it. You've been doing it your whole life, It's gonna come naturally to you. And I also want to talk about emotional health, because why not, right? Emotional health, being able to really determine how something pops up. So let's say you're going through a situation and out of nowhere you become enraged. Sometimes, it's inevitable. There are some things we can't control and shit happens. And it's just gonna happen no matter what. But sometimes you just have to be aware that you are angry, upset, disturbed, however you want to go about it, whatever emotion you're feeling. Being aware that you are in that present state is the first key. 2nd out of 3, so I'll say. So being aware of that emotion that that's being presented. 2 would be able to be like, hey, I'm aware of it, take a step back. And 3 would be not identifying yourself as that emotion, like, all right, I am pissed off, I'm enraged, like, blah. 2 would be like, all right, I understand I understand that you are in that emotion, take a step back. I think that one's pretty crucial because that's a lot harder said than done, It's easy being able to be in emotion, but it's kind of hard to step out of an emotion. And number 3 is to not identify yourself as an emotion. So I'm enraged, just take a step back, be like, all right, this isn't me, Try and do better for yourself, right? And takes a lot of patience and persistence and dedication, because really being emotionally aware is very hard. It's the stuff that nobody really talks about or kind of dwell into. I mean, it takes lifetimes to really kind of be able to figure yourself out and really do better for yourself. Or it's not easy. It takes years and years and years of practice, and just being aware. Being aware. Some things to be able to, there are some things that might help you with maybe helping with the awareness of emotional intelligence. Would be like yoga, stretching, doing yoga. I mean, not really good at that. Some people can do that, some people can't. They just can't really put the time into calming themselves and being able to just kind of sit in one spot and stretch. Some people just can't. Some people are more physical, like they'd have to go for a run, hiking, walking, whatever it might be. You can do some meditation, whether it's just like breath work. You can just sit there and be aware of your thoughts and how it pops up, the energy that kind of comes with it. And then you can be mindfulness. Like I'm not sure what the last one, but just being mindful, like being able to think about something and really kind of determine how it pops up and why. Like, is it past trauma that you're kind of going through, or is it maybe a situation recently that might be making you agitated or, you know, however. One thing I do want to add from earlier, sorry, I'm walking to work, so forgive me, but one thing I want to add about earlier is talking about emotional awareness. Before I start though, I love my parents, no hard feelings to them. They did the best they could when I was young, and I've already forgiven them for everything that happened. But when I was young, I'd probably say, between 4 and 6, I had a lot happen. My brothers, got taken away from the household that I used to live in. I was pretty young, and back then I didn't understand the situation. I just thought they'd left. Didn't want to be a part of the family and, normal stuff, right? Not really. So yeah, they got taken away, and by the age of 6, my parents had split. They were alcoholics, and always arguing and fighting and bickering about whatever it was back then. But from a young age, I had verbal and emotional abuse. So one thing I had to really kind of delve deep into when I was younger was anger and a lot of resentment to my parents and my brothers. And for last, I don't know, I'd say like 6-7 years, that's kind of something I had to prioritize focusing on. I'm not kind of trying to hold anger my whole life or, resent people for stuff that I did in the past. I mean, really, why hold anger onto something you can't change, right? But that was one of the biggest things in my life that I had to overcome. And it wasn't easy. It's just being aware of how these emotions pop up and what caused them, whether it was recently, a couple years ago, childhood trauma, past experiences, whatever. And you just gotta be aware of it. And I know it's not easy to say, but it hurts, pulling out pain that you've been pushing down, for so long. It's not easy, but I also just wanted to add this to the video. I'll be able to explain a little bit later, but I'm walking to work, so I'm not trying to make it too long, but hope you have a good day.